Hello everybody and welcome to the video. So this is the next video on the direct path. We're going to look at pain. We're going to look at whether the body feels pain. So we're in the part of the this exploration. We did the world first, see if the world is, if we can find if it's any proof that it's arising outside awareness or if it's just in awareness. We found that everything in our direct experience is just awareness. And then we're now looking at the body, because the body is very important. It often has some unchallenged assumptions that we are the body. Even when people understand that the world is just awareness, we've still got this kind of holding us back sometimes. So in the body, first we looked at the body as an object, and we saw that the body as an object is very much like the world. The objects in the world, it's still just arising in awareness. But then we took a look on the inside at the body as a subject. And this is where it really feels like it's you, that you are the body, because you're touching things and all that. I gave the example, the analogy of a dream, where in a dream you have a body, you touch something in the dream, it feels like your hand is touching it. You hear something in the dream, it feels like your ear is hearing it. You see something, and it feels like your eyes, the light is traveling, hitting your eyes. But we know that the light is not traveling, hitting your eyes in the dream. It's just things are arising, vision is arising. We know that your ears are not hearing things in the dream, really. It's just you've got the concept of ears there, and there's sound arising. When you touch something, you see, even if you can see your hand touching it, you know that feeling of touching is not the hand. It's not the hand that's feeling the table. It's just you that's feeling the table, the awareness. This arising in awareness of the touch and the arising in awareness of the hand. Now, we're going to look at pain today because pain is more difficult. It really gives that feeling that if non-duality was true, I would never feel pain. Now, Buddha says that there's suffering has got two arrows. The first arrow is the pain, which is unavoidable. The second arrow is the suffering. It's all the stuff you build around it, the mental concepts, and it really does help build the narrative. When you hit your shin on a coffee table, you think, you get angry because you'd left it there or somebody had moved it. In the past, it develops this narrative in the past with judgments, very emotions that really put a lot of reality into the thing, and into the future. How am I going to have this bruise? And it's all about you. It builds this narrative around you. So it's a powerful thing that makes us feel that we really are the body. But we're going to explore if the body is actually doing the sensing. So that's what this part's about. So the pain, when there's pain, is it the body that's feeling the pain, or is the pain arising in your awareness? And the connection with the body is not actually something you can find. So first it's going to be a thought experiment. I'm not really going to get you to hold your hand over any flames or anything like that. If you've got any, or suspect you have any problems with pain, or anything like that, see a doctor before doing this experiment, or even just don't do the experiment. The other one about feeling, about whether the body is feeler, is good enough probably. This is just body feeling with the addition of intensity, and I made a video about intensity, how intensity is no proof of existence of things outside. There is just a stronger thing in awareness, along with a judgment of it being bad, a negative feeling. We're going to explore this idea of bumping your shin against a coffee table. You may have a different experience that you could work on. There are lots of, it needn't even be pain. There's lots of feelings of discomfort like hunger and or even eating too much that you could, or a backache, or something like this, tiredness, fatigue, that you could explore to see if it really is the body that's feeling that, or if it's just you that's feeling it, arising in your awareness. So we're going to do a bit of seeing where it's localized. We're going to do a bit of trying to separate the second arrow bit, see how much of it's conceptual. We are going to leave the analysis of the concepts for later though. And we're going to do a bit of seeing if it's inside or outside awareness. I cut my finger this week. I tried to catch a knife. I didn't catch the knife, it fell on the floor, but I managed to slice quite deeply into my finger. And I didn't feel any pain. And that didn't make me think that there was pain it was outside my awareness. I just thought there was no pain. It was just, if there's no pain in awareness, it's painless. Basically, that's my rule. Anyway, we're going to look at that as well. So first relax and feel you are the open awareness, accepting everything arises in this awareness. Now, take your mind back to a time when you've bumped yourself, hit your head on a door in a castle, or if you've hit your shin on a coffee table. So first see if you can, where is that pain localized? So if it's your shin on a coffee table, is it localized in the shin? Does it have edges around the shin? Or is it kind of a throbbing, just massive feeling that's not only in the shin, but even more than around the shin? And people say that when a very intense pain is in fact not localized, it's just, there is no sense of the body at all, and it's just the intense pain. With this feeling, you may have a map of the body in your mind. You may have a mental map of the body, and the pain is located in a certain part. So I bumped my toe against the washing machine this week, and a dishwasher, and I had the opportunity to really explore this pain, and I could feel it in my toe. And around the toe, it wasn't actually, but there was a bit on the toe that was, and I saw that it was in the map I had in my mind of my body. It wasn't really any proof, because that map is mental, that it was located, that my body was doing the feeling. There was a feeling, there was the map, and in that mental map, there is also, which is arising in awareness, there was also pain arising in awareness. But it was located. Now, the second thing is to explore some of the thoughts around that pain. So when you bumped your shin against the coffee table, you may have had thoughts like, this is the worst pain I've ever had in my life, or this is 90% worse than any others, I can't stand this. You may have thought, oh, who put this coffee table there? Or you may be planning for the future, killing the person, or thinking you're stupid, all these judgments, all these thoughts around it. Now, is that actually in the pain? Are those thoughts in the pain, or are they just thoughts in your mind? When you observe that element of the pain, or that are you just really not observing the pain, your direct experience of the pain, but you're just observing thoughts? Okay. Now the third one is, so we feel that the body's definitely feeling the pain because you can see a bruise. Look, there it was. Look, my body says this is what happened to me. Now, so look at it in your memory. Look at the bruise that you have. Now, is that bruise pain? And what color is the pain? We think often it's blue, red for blood. And is that color actually the pain, or is it just a color? Is that color feeling the pain? Did that feel the pain? Okay. So now, we're going to look a bit at the idea of that it shouldn't be there. So we think, this pain, it's it's a bad thing. There's all these should judgments around it. Now, where does that come from? Does that come from the pain, or does that also come from the mind? You may have certain feelings. I mean, normally we do feel that pain shouldn't happen. Under some circumstances, you want to. It is good that we have pain so that we don't bump into things and break our bones. Where is that? Where is this feeling of should? Is it in the mind, or is it in the feeling of the pain? Is it separate? Is it the second arrow, or is it the first arrow? Okay, so now we're going to see if we can find the pain outside of awareness. So I cut my finger this week. I didn't feel pain. Is that possible? Was the pain outside of awareness? Is there any time where you are aware and there's pain and it's outside of your awareness? Do you ever feel pain in that way? Or is it always in awareness? Now, is it possible for the pain, is there any part of the pain that is not awareness? So maybe it's an addition to awareness. So there's awareness and then there's the pain on top of the awareness, possibly. Or is the pain basically just awareness? Okay, so now we've checked that link between the body. Is the body feeling the pain? And if it was, this insentient body, what would that even be like? How would, instead of it arising in your awareness as pain, but it kind of was felt by the body, how would that feel? Right. Okay then. So we've seen, yes, pain arises in awareness. We have other sensations, other senses that tell us, and thoughts and concepts that tell us there's a body there. But the pain is something in awareness and made of awareness. I don't know if I want to play down the pain. Pain is a terrible thing. You're not just imagining it. That's what I want to say. It's a very real feeling. And non-duality probably can't help us get rid of pain. I remember there's a story of Sri Ramakrishna. He died of throat cancer, and towards the end he was very ill, and one of his disciples asked him, how are you feeling today, Master? And he said, terrible, terrible, my throat hurts and I can't eat. And the attendant said, but Master, I see you're in great bliss. And Ramakrishna said, aha, the rascal has caught me out. So there is this element during enlightenment where maybe the pain arises, but it doesn't have the personal quality unless we want it to. We let the ego claim it, but naturally we'd be resting in the bliss that is our true nature. And there's pain. Even now, when there is pain, we see other people have pain, and we suffer too. There is an identification, but with all pain, but more so with our own body. But that is, well, as when it's with other people, that's just an identification. Some very sensitive people do actually feel physical pain when they see their loved ones being hurt. So it's the strength of this identification that we're trying to loosen. Right? So I hope that was interesting. Thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.